Jerry at the Hardware Club and Shenzhen Wear. I'm very pleased, to be there. Yeah, and so basically, what happened is like 2-3 months ago, I got one of our investors at 500 startups in Mountain View, actually in Weimar. She told me it would be good to share your experience with other hardware companies or other hardware startups like Omate. And I will just take you. I'm not sure if yeah, super. And basically, she told me it would be good to share this experience through an article, because then it will go, across the border, like an article maybe on Medium or on LinkedIn. So I did that, and hopefully Jerry read it, and he told me it would be interesting to share what we learned over the last 2 years at Omate, which is a young startup evolving in the wearable world, with you guys. But first of all, let me briefly introduce myself. So I'm French, I'm Laurent Le Pen. I arrived actually in Shenzhen 8 years ago, and I'm in the mobile phone design industry for the last 10 years. So just to give you a brief introduction about what we did before, I come from there. I come from the mobile industry, from basically a company which was called Celon, which was and Johnny Otema is here actually. Hi Johnny. It was thanks to Johnny that I am in Shenzhen, and we have been working together on different designs from a lot of innovation. You can see like probably the first power bank in a phone with an Energizer and Philips. Even the tag phone, the Dior phone, probably you never heard that Christian Dior designed a phone, but at least we did the inside, the R&D. From Sony, and which is a rugged company based in San Mateo in California. And then 6 years ago, I joined a company in Shenzhen called unveils Mobile, which is a large ODM. And at that time we designed before, Samsung Note 1, like the first phablet, what we call the phablet. So we designed the first phablet phone, probably. We announced it maybe a few months before Note 1, so that was this big phone, which now we all have this kind of phone. So anyway, then 2 years ago, we got the visit of LG Display. We came to our company to say, we have a huge stock of iPod Nano display. Will you be interested in buying it? So, what can we do with that? 1.5 inch, no one cares. We were designing our big phones. And suddenly we actually, so this is a real photo, the first photo we did on, this is an Android board of a smartphone. And that we connected this Android smartphone to this tiny display. And what we saw is like a tiny version, a ridiculous tiny version of Android. So here it's already refined a bit, but it was really all these tiny icons on a tiny screen. And at that time we feel like, wow, that's actually amazing. If we can redesign this PCBA to make it the same size as this display, probably we can create like a wearable stuff that maybe we could wear, and maybe we can make a watch. So we started drawing some ideas, and we created that product. It's a beast. It was really crazy. It was 2 years ago. To differentiate with the other smartwatch, we call like smartwatch 1.0, like the Bluetooth accessories. And here is what happened actually. So we call it the True Smart, and the True Smart was actually a standalone, because it was like a tiny smartphone on your wrist. And we launched it on Kickstarter. We did not know much what will happen, and our goal was to raise $100,000. We reached it after half a day, and at the end of the campaign, after 30 days, we reached over $1 million. So that was like quite cool. For us, we were like guys coming from the B2B, business to business side. And what we learned actually, so we had the product, we started shipping, like the number 001. We were like any successful Kickstarter project, we were late. We're not too late on the first delivery, but what I learned, if you try to launch a crowdfunding campaign, is that your campaign ends not at the end of the 30 days or 60 days you are doing. It ends when your last backer received this product. So for us, our goal was to ship in December, on January, something like that. The last one received in May. So not fantastic, but not too bad. At least we shipped. But what we were not prepared at all, it was to become a B2C company, a business to consumer. At that time, we received so much press that we got invited in many events and so on, been on TV. We got like all these journalists asking us for more information about the products, and we were honestly not ready. We were like a tiny team, and no season, we got like so many comments on our Kickstarter page. I think it's like 23,000 comments. And you can imagine every comment is one email coming to my inbox. So I received over the last 2 years like 23,000 emails only from that. And plus all the press. So again, we were not ready. We did not know to communicate with these journalists. We were rough B2B guys, like we did not, we were definitely not ready to communicate with so many customers. Usually our customers were like 10 or 12 key accounts, and now we had 5,000 people contacting us all the time. So that was mad. But anyway, that's the one I'm the most proud of actually. That's Shenzhen Daily. I've been reading that over the last this newspaper over the last 10 years. So now I'm like very happy to get that. We got a lot of distributors, so that's where we were strong, is because we were coming from the B2B world. We got like distributors coming from everywhere in the world, like Russia, France, Spain, and USA, and then that was where we were strong. So we have been able to ship right after our Kickstarter, okay, you ship to your backers, but we have been able also to sign some deals with local distributors. But what, we went that good that we got MediaTek and ARM in UK. So ARM introduced us to some top management at MediaTek in Taiwan to become lead customer on a new chipset. And I felt like that's a good story, Probably GoPro has this big advantage of being like the first to have like a new chipset with Umbrella, and I was thinking that's good, I'm going to get this new chipset, exclusivity, and we designed this product. Actually it was also, we said leading edge, but it was also bleeding edge, because we had like to debug a lot of things also with them, so never be the first on a new chipset. Bad idea. But anyway, we designed our first smartwatch 1.0, a little bit more fashion. And again, it was our second product, so we got some press again. And suddenly, it was in September last year, I received a call from Swarovski telling me, I would like to introduce you, come immediately to Hong Kong. I have my largest customer. We would like to meet you. Because they want to understand more about wearables, and they are interested in designing like maybe a smartwatch. So I say, okay, let's go to that meeting. And who is the largest customer of Swarovski? I was thinking during that time. I arrived at that meeting and I meet this gentleman who gave me his card, and I read like Dennis Rich from Ridgeline Group. I say, okay, good. And then I saw this little line like a Berkshire Hathaway company. So if you don't know what is Berkshire Hathaway, I'm pretty sure you know Warren Buffett, right? So one of the richest men in the world, and I know like, wow, if he's working with Warren Buffett, and I try to understand about his story. Actually, he sold his company to Warren Buffett for $700 million. So I had a big boss in front of me, and he's the world's largest distributor of jewelry. So what he told me during that meeting, he said, it's very cool, you're a great wearable tech team. I read a lot of things about you. And your new product looks nice, but overall your two products, they are rather ugly. Come on, guys. I know maybe it's not like a pure piece of jewelry, but we are tech guys. We are designing tech products for tech people. And then he told me something very interesting, because that really changed the way we design our product today. He told me that technology is what we carry, fashion is what we wear, Laurent. And actually, I understand that. I say, yeah, it totally makes sense. And I try to better understand what he was thinking about that. Like, technology is what we carry, fashion is what we wear. Because, you know, at this 2 years ago, we were part of the pioneers of this smartwatch time, and all of us, we come from the mobile industry. If you look, every company designing a wearable product, actually, we all come, it's all led by tech guys. And that actually, you know, this is the world first Android Wear smartwatch. That's been designed by LG. And it was, when they launched it, actually, I was at a meeting with, at the wearable exhibition, where I met some people from LG, the head of the department of the wearable, and then I gave him my card. I look at my card, I say, oh, I know you. Oh, cool, yeah, I back your product on Kickstarter. I say, oh, exactly. And then he was telling us, like, you know, so everyone was speaking about his product and strategy and etc. And then he said, oh, but us, you know, we have a watch also for men and for women. I look at him, I say, which one is for women? He said, oh look, the one with the white strap and the gold stuff. And then I remember what Dennis told me, like, technology is what you carry, fashion is what you wear. And then I understood that our complete industry, where, because we were led by people from the mobile, and the designers were guys from the mobile industry, and it was obvious for, you know, iPhone black for men, iPhone white or gold for women, and that works. That works very well. But when it comes to something you wear, it's really different. If you enter a jewelry shop, you know, you will see there is watches for women and there are watches for men. And actually, I was not the same understanding that something were wrong, and we were working with Richard on designing actually with our ladies team. So some are here, some of our ladies at Omate. And we designed actually the world first smartwatch for ladies, called the Omate Lutetia. And we were not the only one to think that something were wrong. If you look at that, that's very interesting. It's Samsung, that's a Gear S, which is a standalone as well device. And you can see on the ads, they try very hard to put a normal girl with a train. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, no woman wear like this kind of geeky gadget. And I mean, I haven't seen one, but and then that's a Galaxy Gear S2, which is a very nice product, which is beautiful. And they use the codes in their ads of the fashion industry with girls which are wearing makeup that we never see as well in real life. But at least they are trying. They understood that there is no DNA between Gear S1 and Gear S2. They said that was wrong. And so that means at least we are all learning. That's the result of our collaboration with Richline Group. And we are the first company since September actually to start shipping through jewelry channel, which is very unique. I mean, we are the first company to enter the jewelry channel, and that's very hard because these people they are not tech at all. Richline will also honestly tell that we know nothing about technology, that's your stuff. And us will tell, okay, us we are just learning about the jewelry. We are just learning about the fashion industry. And that's a racer, so it's the same module actually. We use like a module that we put into the same, it's the same display, the same PCBA, same battery on all these watches, but totally different look, different price, different segment, and aiming different people. And again, we got like some, we even got for the 50th anniversary of Richline Group, well, I guess the only one to have made the Warren Buffett watch face, which is extremely ridiculous, but I mean, it was for the event, it was fun. And so we got again some nice press, which is nice. A few months ago, so that's me with more muscle, I don't know why, but I've been working on, we joined a 500 startup, it was like 6 months ago, so we are self-funded. We just got a minority investment from 500 startup, and this is the amazing view you have in a Mountain View. So this is a funny slide, actually. Let me explain because it needs explanation. Well, what I understood also is that money, and big money, doesn't buy style, okay? So, sorry Sergey, this is Sergey Brin, one of the co-founders of Google. And this is gentleman, I forgot his name, I'm sorry sir, but he's a billionaire in India, he loves gold, and as you can imagine, like, he asked some people to build for him a $300,000 gold shirt, which is the opposite of fashion. I mean, this is a super expensive gold shirt, it's great, but it's like opposite of fashion, opposite of luxury. And then, you know, like that's an example because of the Google Glass, because if you remember in 2013, Google Glass announced, so they launched a Google Glass with a $1,500 product, and it was aiming like definitely, you know, like Google lovers and Android lovers and geek in general, like probably people like me. And I was launching at the same time the TrueSmart, we had group TrueSmart plus Google Glass, we were putting the Google Glass app on it. But why they fail is because they try so hard to be cool. As you can imagine, Google are very smart, and they understood that technology is what you carry, fashion is what you wear. That's why they try so hard to go in New York Fashion Week and try to say, look, I'm so cool, look, even all these models have that. And it did not work, because probably it was too geeky, and they did not think about like that the normal people will not wear that. That's a good example of what, so that was wrong and that is good. This is actually, last week it has been announced officially like the Tag smartwatch, which is, again, this is all about legitimacy. These companies are very legitimate. If you look Google, Google as a software company, very legitimate software company. Tag, 150 years old watch brand. You cannot find more legitimate in the watch and jewelry industry. And then Intel, again Intel, top chipset maker. So the combination of that makes a very beautiful product. Really good. It's probably the most beautiful smartwatch you can find. You know, right now, but it's $1,500, but it's worth it. It's a good combination of talents. But before them, actually, it was at our 500 startup demo day. We actually announced the Emmanuel Ungaro ring. So this is a connected ring we designed with Ungaro in Paris. So it's a haute couture French fashion house. And of course, as you can imagine, if Omate launched, between 500 is gold and is $500 to $2,000. So if Omate was launching this under our name, no one would buy that. It doesn't make sense. But it has been actually designed by Emmanuel Ungaro in a so super legitimate again fashion company in Paris. It's assembled by Richline Group in Italy, and they put like some big stone, etc. And we actually, they just use our technology. We just design a PCBA, and we made like the firmware on the software, the app, to make it connected. So it's basically a ring a cocktail ring for ladies, where you can select one VIP, and you can, when that VIP call you, it will just subtly vibrate. And from the technology side, it looks like it's very easy for us. We say, oh, we can do more. We could put like a LED. We could put like an antenna to make a FM radio, or we could make like, and then you have like the fashion side, who say like Emmanuel Ungaro says, our team said, nah, you don't do that, okay? You make it simple. Less is more. So this is also something we learn. Less is more. But I don't want to take too much of the time. But today we are very exhausted because for the last 2 months we have been working on very actively on launching a new project that we will a product that we will announce actually in the on Monday and Tuesday. That will be our big launch. So all you guys, it's the first, like no one else know that. So I'm very pleased actually to. It's like for us. It's like a baby, you know. When you work on a new project, on a new product, it's like presenting a new baby, or saying like, you know, it's like showing an ecography, right? And it's like telling like to friends and families that a new baby. So here is my new baby, and if you want later, so here it is. I mean, we will announce it actually on Monday. So if you want to see more about it, it's called Omate Rise, and we will make some hands-on experience if you want to try it and tell us what you feel about it. Okay? Cool, thank you very much.
Thank you, Laurent. So I have one question actually. So you're doing more and more fashion and luxury now. Do you think you have to move back to your native France and to do that because you're the CEO, you should be there?
Yeah, probably. No, we are focusing on we understood that we were tech guys. Okay, I'm not a fashion icon. Okay, I'm French. that doesn't work for us. We are like tech guys. We understood we are pure tech guys. So we focus on the technology. And now we understood that we had like to make some collaboration with some people which are more legitimate in jewelry or in fashion, and then become more like a platform for them. Because they know nothing about technology, about wearable technology. We know, we are legitimate on that. So we focus on that.
Okay.
And I have one more thing.
Sure.
You know, it's like, yeah, I never did that.
Yeah, you're trying to imitate Legend.
And Steve, right? And so that one is actually is a real photo. And I'm very, I'm in love with Shenzhen, and I've been there for 8 years. And actually, my wife is there, and I'm very happy to tell everyone that we are expecting a baby.